Hello folks, welcome to another video. I can't get out fishing today. As you can see, this has been it. Storm Kieran hit, and here we are with another day of absolute rain. I've been indoors for the past, I want to say, what feels like 4 weeks. Busy working and a bit of the flu. So I've got a bit of cabin fever, so not been doing much fishing recently. So instead of a fishing video, I'm going to put my cabin fever to good use, and I'm going to do some outdoor cooking. The idea is to use all of my camping gear to cook today's meals for myself and the wife to eat. So I'm gonna direct the camera to all the cooking. I may add in commentary along the way, but I'll let the cooking video talk for itself for most of the part. I'll probably summarize what I made at the end. Let's see how it goes, right? But anyway, in absence of being able to get out in this absolute horrid torrential rainfall, let's do some cooking outdoors using all my outdoor cooking toys, let's call it that. All right, so enjoy. I'll be right back. Right, this is what we're going to be using for today's cooking. We have a Trangia Mini. We'll see what we can do with that. We got a Trangia 27, the medium size pot for 1 to 2 people, and it's full accessories excluding this exterior Pelican type pot. I've already cooked in that in this thing, so yeah, I made a nice Guinness beef stew in that. And then we got the Trangia 25. This is the largest of the Trangia series, and these are all my outdoors cooking materials. So the chopping board, a few cans, some forks in there, and then Trangia container with ethanol in it. We will burn that. I think it makes less soot at the bottom of the pots, so we'll use that. Well, we'll test it out and see how much soot it actually creates. And then I'm also going to cook up some oxtail, which I'm going to do on this, and I'm going to use the gas thing. For these two Trangias, I could use the gas converter that connects to the Trangia pot. I think I want to use fuel today, see how far I get on the fuel, and if needs be I will use the gas converter, but I don't plan on using this, even though it will make the cooking go quicker. I want to play with cook using the Trangia fuel in the fuel bottle. Alright, so we're going to prep the foods, and we'll talk about what we are prepping and how we progress that as we go. Alright, so I'll be back. Welcome back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and brown some oxtail, which we're going to cook in there for the next 4 hours on very low heat. So let's get this pan on. Get some olive oil in there to give it a bit of a fry and brown. I'm going to put quite a bit because this I think this pan is quite a sticky pan, so and I've got some tongs to turn. This is all the camping gear. I've got nice pots I could actually cook this in, but let's wait for this oil to heat up. Oh, it's already smoking, so let's get going. Sizzle on. And outdoor cooking. Can't go fishing, might as well cook outdoors. I love being outside. Like the fresh air, just being outdoors is the best. I'm not going to do anything special with the oxtail. I'm just going to let it cook in some beef stock till it's softened, and yeah, we'll snack on it really. Not going to stew it or spicy it or do anything fancy with it. Purely just soften it and nibble on it. So I'll brown all of this oxtail and then bring you back when you're ready to do the next part. Alright? So welcome back, and as you see, all the meat beautifully browned, nice and seared. All these pieces well browned. So now we get the oxtail going and out the way, so we can start on the next dish. The challenge, is to set the pan so we can fit all of this in. For a second. Type 3, what the objective is to use my outdoor gear outdoor. One small one there. Just squash that in there, and then this last one. In there. Wow. Kind of got that to fit. So have a look. That's what. Ooh. That's all that oxtail in there, and so we're going to simmer that on low for approximately 3 to 4 hours. Right, but what are we going to simmer it with? We're going to put in this beef stock and let it just simmer in the stock for that time. we go. Have a look at that. Beautifully covered in. I can put a little bit more just to cover it, but I'll fill it with another one later as it cooks. Right, so let's put that out the way. Get the pot going. It's a very thin pot, so it doesn't need a lot of heat. Lid. That's it. Put a weight on this later. Let's cover it for now. That will get going. And next we're going to prepare for a beans curry for the wife. So she's vegan, so she's going to get a beans curry, and we're going to prepare some of the ingredients. We're going to cook it on the Trangia, on the smaller Trangia, because I'm going to use the bigger one I'm going to make myself a beef and Guinness stew. Right, so I'll bring you back once we prepared the ingredients for the beans curry. Right, after that I'm decided the amount of beef stew I want to make is too much for this Trangia, so I packed it away. It's too much for that, and so is the beans curry. So I might boil a pot of water and have a coffee or something with that in a minute, but I need to get my beef stewing in the meantime, or softening. So I'm going to use my cast iron pot, and I'm going to use another one of my stoves. For the beans, I'm going to get my other camping stove out, one like this. I'm going to do the beans curry and that, but I'll do the beef and Guinness stew in this pot. Alright, so I'll start preparing and I'll bring you back when we're ready to start cooking. Okay, and we're back. So I started warming this because this is cast iron. It takes a while to heat up. Right, I started heating it up. I'm going to put some oil in there. Once again, we're going to brown this beef, and I've already seasoned the stewing beef. Yeah, so I'm going to add some flour into the other container. And so what I didn't tell you is I'm making a keto friendly, let's call it keto, not quite, I'm not keto, but I use keto principles, low carb principles in order to manage my health. So I'm using Groovy Food Company organic coconut flour to season the beef with. Right. So let's put some coconut flour in there. And then our tongs, while the oil heats up, let's get some beef dusted coconut flour. little batches at a time. And everything coated eventually. I'll finish eating that, dusting all of this in coconut flour, and then I'll bring you back. Right, welcome back. The oil is hot, so just put some floured beef in there. Get that frying. We don't put small batches because we don't want the. Let's add more oil. Get a good brown on all of those meat. It's not like that oxtail. The oxtail has quite a bit of fat with it, so it's brown. Using one of the Trangia bowls, and this is non-scratch, so it shouldn't scratch the non-stick surface of the bowl. Left. It's there. Alright, I'm gonna get through frying all of that, and then I'll bring you back once all the meat is brown. Right, go. Welcome back. Wow, you can see the meat browning nicely. All that's going in there. Let's prepare the ingredients that's going to go in with that. Stew. This is actually my camping cooking knife, so I have a bun just there, putting the stuff in. Rough chop these onions, like so. Use Trangia bowls laying there. Might as well make use of them. Half an onion in one, and then the other half of the onion to go for the beans curry. So leave that for now. Right, put the other onion for this in there. Put the flour on top it. Like I said, I'm doing a low carb stew, so I'm not going to put any carrots, potatoes, and stuff in there. It's going to be green and white veg. All the blood sugar friendly vegetables. Right, so that's the onions there. Let's give this browning beef a bit of a stir. I'm going to put a light here at some point. I don't think the camera will handle the dark too well. I think it's light enough at the moment. So let the browning continue there. So we've got some baby leek if we're going to add with that. Support. Here comes the rain again. So wonder why I got a plastic board, no, bamboo board. I only cut meat and fish on plastic because it can wash out easily, and for hygiene purposes. I cut vegetables on wooden chopping boards or bamboo, because the plastic washes, and put in the dishwasher, it will wash it all out and clean it properly. Rounding quite nicely with the coconut thing. Plus it will thicken it up later. So. More oil, because the more, every time you add flour, it uses up the oil, and it's okay. Was okay. Got no issue with olive oil. So. It's getting cold. It's nice to be outside, doing some stuff outside. Let's put this higher temperature. Okay. Turn the temperature up just a little notch. that pot stopped cooking. I think the gas canister is finished. So while this fries, onions are ready, leeks are ready. We just need to do some garlic. We'll do that in a minute. But while I sort out the gas canister for that, and this frying continues, I'll be back. So busy browning the meat. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm going to pack away some of that Trangia we're not using. I'm going to put that away. Yeah, I decided to spoil myself with a Hofbrau München Oktoberfest beer. So Hofbrau Munich Oktoberfest beer. Have a look. Tastes very good. I'll be back. So browning the last of the beef now. It occurred to me now that I'm using this pot, that in my camper van I actually have a set of my camping pots. I should have gone and fetched those, and those would have fitted on the Trangias and they were properly used for camping. I only remembered afterwards. Obviously they're packed in the cupboard in the camper van, so it's not front of mind. But maybe the next cooking video I do, camping cooking video I'll use those pots because they really get used. So today would have been a perfect thing. They are proper set of non-stick cookware that we take with the camping van, so in the camper van, so that we can cook. And as you can see, this is one of my LED camping lights that I've put up here because it's almost dark. So the sky is sun's probably set already. So yeah, we're going into the evening. I don't mind. I'm outside in the cold, enjoying the moment. So yeah, I'll bring you back when we're ready to put onions and garlic and stuff. So I'll peel the garlic. I just need to chop the garlic and get going. Give it a few more minutes. Right, so we can do the garlic. So garlic can go in with the onions. Crush the garlic and then just roughly chop. I love garlic, so one cannot put enough garlic in the food. And I'll put them in the pot for a few minutes. Once the onions are browned, that's it. Garlic chopped. Roughly chopped. Get some good flavour out of that. This is the last of the beef coming off. So I'm going to get that out, boil the pan, then we'll go through the rest of the cooking process. I'll be back. I'm back, and then into that lovely seasoned pot pan. After all the beef is been cooked, goes the onions. Normally put salt at this point, but I'm going to be using beef stock, which I think has got salt in it already, so we put salt at the end. It's good for taste. Just get all of that brownness. wasn't the gas that ran out in that pot. You see, it's raining again, and the wind has picked up, so the wind actually blew the flame out. So we let that onions fry for a bit, like so. And then I'm going to make a Guinness. I'm wondering if I should just do one stock, because why I'm thinking of just doing it with stock, softening the beef with stock, is to, I'm going to add a whole lot of fresh herbs in there, and I want to really get the taste of the herbs, and I feel like the Guinness is going to overpower the aroma of all the fresh herbs. I've got obviously a bay leaf, I've got rosemary, parsley, basil, all fresh, and I want to put that in this thing fresh and get some fresh fragrances. So I'm going to drop the Guinness, and I'm going to do this thing in stock only. So change the plan. I'll drink the Guinness, it's cold, so it's not going to waste. Anyway, I'm going to prepare the fresh herbs. I'll be back. Welcome back. So onions are nice and translucent now. I'm going to add in the leeks to give that a time to cook in, and the garlic. Just all that crushed garlic. This garlic is going in the curry. I've also made a bunch of herbs that I'm going to toss in and let it cook. It'll cook up, and then I can just take it out as a bunch when I'm done. So I'm not adding any pepper or anything else, because I already generously seasoned the meat before I started. So I'm going to let this sweat down for a bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, it's all sweating down nicely. So what I'm going to add to this, give it some flavor. Is 5 dried red chilies in there, and I might add it later, but I'm going to put some saffron in there. To that pot now, we add the beef. All the beef. Just stir and roll in. We need to change the LED light and put another one. This one seems to be fading. I'm not surprised, because I think I used this one on a camping trip recently, and I haven't recharged it yet, so I'm going to change it in a minute. Right, let's get some stock. Some beef stock in there. as we've done with that one, we're going to let that cook itself up. And that beef soften. I'll check it again after an hour. Cool. It's 5 o'clock now, so let's give that a stir in. And let's see if that coconut flour thickens it nicely. Definitely know if I use corn flour, it would be no good for my constitution. Right. So let's take this off there for a second. There you go. That's what that looks like. It's looking good. So we'll let that cook up. Oh, before I forget, a bunch of herbs. And let's get that couple of bay leaves in there. Get all of that cooking for an hour or so. I'll test the beef in an hour's time to see if it's softened. And this is no specific recipe, so when I post this video, if anybody wants to know how much of this and how much of that, I don't know. I cook by touch, and I cook as I go on the day. So what you see here is an example of how to just go with it. Go with it, cook for your mood. Cook for what you feel like the taste is for today. This is the taste I'm feeling. I added the chilies in, these chilies in last second. I thought, not adding pepper, so I might as well put some chili in here. And I'm going to add the saffron in nearer the end. So let's move this pot next to that one, so it's out the way. There for a second. And that can cook away. It's cast iron, so it's hot. Right, 1 hour. Okay, another time, so we'll be good. Next, we need to do the beans curry. We already have the onions. We already have garlic. That saffron's going to go in there, so I'm going to leave that in there for a second. So I shall get the beans, and I'll show you what beans I'm going to use. I'll get this. Going to get a stove because I'm going to do one of those in the pot. So let me get all those things together, and then we'll be back. Right, welcome back. There's 2 pots are going. Change your gas canister there. That one's good. It's a new gas canister. So let's heat this one up. The beans are pre-prepared. They're Prosecco beans. Cooked already, etc. I'm just going to curry them now. So let's get this thing going. The stove. Checked it. It's there. Let's heat this pot up. And get some olive oil going in there. Together with some black mustard seeds. Not so much. Oh, a bit more. This is for the beans curry. Right, so we'll wait for those mustard seeds to thing. In the meantime, we're going to do the garlic as we did the other one. crush and roughly chop. That'll do for now. A bit more olive oil. Look, might need to add a bit more stock in there in a minute. Actually, we'll do that shortly. So while we wait for that, I'm going to get the stock. We'll be right back. Right, so we have some stock here. Stock this thing up. Stock is going. Waiting for the oil to heat up. Be back when we're ready to continue. Oh, see the mustard seeds are popping in the oil. That means the oil's ready. I toss in some onions. And I usually put salt in at this point, but this being curry for my wife, and she can't have much salt, so I'm not going to put any salt in this. Actually, I should put a touch of salt in it. I'll add salt at the end to taste, but very little for us. So I won't put it in now. There you go. Yeah. Let's get this onions cooked. And add the garlic next. This Oktoberfest beer is very good. No good for the health, but hey, the loved ones will have some enjoyment. I'll sacrifice the potatoes and the carrots in my keto-friendly stew. Spoil myself and have a beer. Well, not good. Just one beer. Like I said, I normally add salt at this point, but so let's sweat the onions a bit and I'll be back. Welcome back. Onions are browned. So to put in some garlic. And at that time, a spoon. tablespoon I got, and it's camping cooking. So I'm adding in. This is a mix, a Durban mix from Gorimas. It is already mixed for making any curry. Every time I go back to Durban in South Africa, I bring back 5 or 6 kilos of this stuff. So this is the Gorimas mix. Let's add a healthy dose of that. 3 tablespoons, let's call it that. And put some curry leaves somewhere. Some fresh curry leaves in there. Let's put some in. Yeah. It's good. Let's toast all of this just for a little bit. The onion. So this is a style of curry, is a South African Durban style of curry, because that's the flavors where it came from. I add nothing else to the flavors. Sometimes I will chop up and add to some fresh chilies, but this mix is mixed so well. It's got the right natural Durban curry heat in it. And I'm sure you get some comments of where can you get some Gorimas in Durban. The South African shops in the UK do sell Durban curry spices, so you could use those if you really have to. So to this we add the beans, now that that's toasted for a bit. Don't toast it too long. And this is those Seco beans. It's very close. My wife wanted, asked her what she wants. She said she wants sugar beans. Now, sugar beans is not a thing in the world. It's a South African thing. The red speckled beans, it's called in South Africa. In our local communities, we call it sugar beans. And this is the closest taste of a bean outside of South Africa that I found to that. So we mix all of that in. And I'll let it warm for a bit while I get some tomatoes. We'll add some tomato in here. And we're ready to rock and roll. Now what I'm going to do is add some passata. It's an Italian tomato blend. It's got garlic, passata with garlic. And add that and then give it a bit of a flavor. Should add fresh tomatoes, but let me get some fresh tomatoes. Won't add the passata. Right, so let's let this simmer for a little bit while I get the tomatoes. I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. We've got some fresh tomatoes. Which I'm going to chop up, dice, and then put it in the pot. And can't wait for the food to all heat up, but I think tomatoes go in now. Then so this knife never gets sharpened because I only use it for camping and for camping purposes. So it never gets blunt because I look after the blade. But if it does get blunt, I've got loads of toys to sharpen it with. Actually, that one tomato for this dish, the amount of that diced up is probably enough for what I want to add in here. So I'm not going to do the other tin. So let's add that in and let it cook up with the rest of that. So paper towel comes from my camping gear as well. Maybe I'll do a video to review my camping gear, the bag with all of the stuff in it. So just stir the tomatoes in. Normally finish the curries with coriander, and for some weird reason today I was looking at it but I didn't buy it, so she's gonna have to forgive me and have a no dhania curry. There we go. We'll add salt at the end to taste. Right, this lid, this is an AMC pot, bought in South Africa. So the lid itself has got a thing, so it starts there. As soon as the temperature gets to that red portion there, then we're good. Or sorry, when the temperature gets past this line, the bottom line, yeah, then we're good. And then it would have heated to the right temperature. So we'll leave that to heat up, and I'll come back when that's reached that temperature there from the pot. Good. Keep an eye on these other pots, make sure they're all still doing what they're supposed to. That one's cooking, that's cooking. You can see the steam there, and let this one do its thing. Right. I'll bring you back as soon as it's done. Welcome back. As I said, this is a low carb stew. So there's some broccoli, some green beans, and cauliflower. So we need to prepare the cauliflower for oops, oh yeah, kick the camera, sorry. So we need to prepare the cauliflower. Nice thing about cooking outside, it's a mess, it's alright. So just one floret, second floret. I won't put all of this in that pot, it won't fit. So I'll put some. I'll put what I can, and then I'll eat the rest in a different meal tomorrow. Or I'll make another cooking video tomorrow, showing how we can use cauliflower differently. There's some small pieces that can go in, some big pieces. And there's the cauliflower. I'm just waiting for an hour. What you hear is the fireworks. I think it's Guy Fawkes tonight, so there's the fireworks for that. I'll be back. Oh, fireworks sounds good. Might as well listen to some of it. Rain will be around in a minute. It's been bucketing it down even till 5 minutes ago. So, and as I said with this pot, you can see it got to the temperature mark. At that point, it's time to stir. tomatoes are nicely cooked into the pot. That means the beans haven't stuck to the pot, which is awesome. Let's use that. Spoon. And there we go. Beans curry for the wife. Now she can take some bread, hollow it out and make a butter chop. As if she wants to do that. So, but she's got some chapatis, rotis to go with it. So she's gonna have beans and rotis later. And that's the end of that. That's done. I did it last because I knew it's gonna be quick. Those two I'm gonna check in a minute. The oxtail still has another hour to go, I think. And then this one, we're at the hour mark now. So I'll have a look and see if that beef is tender. Let's have a look now, together. Let's move the stove out the way. Alright. Let's see where we are with this beef. I'll use the curry spoon, doesn't matter. Put the flavour in there. Curry stirrer. Taste with a different spoon. See how we're doing here. It's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting. Even though it's cooking in beef stock, it still needs some flavor. It's not flavoursome enough. I like the chili flavors in there. There's a piece of meat. It's soft. No, it's not tender yet, so we'll leave that to keep going. But to that, I'm actually going to add a beef stock cube, just to give it some body. I'll be back. I'm back. I've decided not to put a stock cube in there, because actually, when I tasted the flavors, I got the herbs and what I wanted, so I'm not overpowered it with anything else. But I'm going to add some saffron in it. So let's see. About so much. About a teaspoon of saffron in that. Stir it up. There we go. And then when that beef softens, we're going to add some of that, some of that, some of that. Not all of it. It's going to be too much. I'll see how much I can fit in the pot, because some of it will shrink down. Will reduce in the pot itself. So this is a low carb beef stew. I'm having my carbs in that beer that I had, and just the one beer. That's where the carbs are, in the beer. It's my carbs for the day. I'll be back. Right, let's have a look and see how we're doing here. This is still simmering. I think I need to raise the temperature a bit because it's not bubbling. It needs to bubble. Let's raise the little bit. Let's see. We'll give that some time. The beans curry is done. That's all good. That's still cooking. Let's have a peek. Oh yes. Let's dirty this spoke. It's getting tender, but it's not there yet. It needs some more chip. It must be sticky. It's getting softened. So yeah, I think we've got another half an hour to go on that. Looking good though. I'll be back. No, let's have a look now. Yeah, that's better. Simmering. I had it too low, so I ain't gonna cook on too low. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking good. Right, shall be back. Let's see how we're doing with this. Look at that. It's thickening as well with the coconut flour. Looking good. So that's an hour and a half. Let's see how tender yet. No, not that piece. So it's almost tender, but not tender enough. So to reduce the bulk and size in this thing, I'll take half of those green beans. Half is cut on that side. We'll cut the other ends off. Just one that escaped, and another couple. Right. And all the broccoli will go in just like it is. Cauliflower. I think we're close to the time. Ooh, there's some more. I'm still sipping that same beer. Come back when we load these into the pot. Quick look at the. We'll have a quick look at this pot and see how we're doing. Yeah, that looks good. Don't need to do anything more. Just leave it, let it simmer. Cool. Be back. Right, we're back. I think that's good to lower the temperature slightly. That, and then I'm going to add the green beans,
to that. And add some broccoli and cauliflower. All the low carb stuff. I'll put as much of it as I can. Break it up smaller. I'm not going to cook this too long because I don't like these things to vanish in the pot. So we'll stir them in. Oh, yes. Let's not make a mess. Right. Stir that in to give it some substance in my keto friendly dish. Let that all soften and cook up in there. Like so. You see that? That's for tomorrow. So I'm back, and while we wait for this to cook, that's still going to be, I'll check that in 20 minutes or so. Let's do a cup of coffee. So, you have my collapsible camping kettle. Let's uncollapse it. Some water in that. To make some coffee. Okay. There. This is a stovetop to balance stuff. It's not for this, but I thought, hey, might as well. Okay, so we're going to use the Trangia. Take the lid off, not with the round thing. Let's put some alcohol in the Trangia. Trangia works as follows. You loosen the knob, and then fill with your favorite alcohol, like so. Close the knob again. Spill, so I'm going to clean up the spill. So in there we got some alcohol. Normally we'd put that thing on top of it, but we won't for this time. So this is the stove, this thing, and then we shall put that in the stove where it belongs. There, should have put that and then folded up, but be back to front. Dip any sort of stick or something in there, light it, put that in, light it. We wait for it to bloom. It'll come through the jets on the Trangia. Doesn't look like it's lit. There you go. Sometimes you can't see it, but you can see it's all lit. So we'll wait for it to bloom in the jets. And normally the kettle and stuff stands directly on there, but this I think gives a better balance to it. It's not for this thing, it's for those other small tiny gas things that don't balance well, and you put that on and you put your kettle stuff on top of it like that, and then it balances it better. But I guess if I do it like this, who knew? Voila. But let's wait for this thing to bloom. It should be a big lovely flame through the jets. Oh, doesn't matter, it's going to bloom. As you can see, it's getting better. Starting to bloom around the sides there now through the jets. Yeah, there we go. It's blooming through the sides there. Good. Right. I'll find the right balance. Oh, there he goes. Perfect. Looks like, oh, that's the one. Okay, and now that balances beautifully on top of there. And hopefully we get a cup of coffee out of that. Well, we will get a cup of coffee out of that. It'll take a while. The water I put in is cold. The water coming out of the taps are cold. Oh. Right. No point watching the kettle boil. Let's see how long it takes. Right. I'll bring you back when I'm back. And welcome back. That's what a Trangia looks like in full bloom. Ignore this thing, that's just a stand I put on it. But yeah, there you go. I'll be back. Right, welcome back. The kettle's starting to boil, which is cool. So, yep, that's a rolling boil. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, that's boiling. So we'll take the kettle off for a second. Put that on there. Take this thing off. And then this is how one snuffs out, not the thing with the rubber lid, right? Take that, snuff out the fire, off we go. So now we're going to make ourselves a bulletproof coffee. So I'm going to make an AeroPress. Firstly, AeroPress, take off the bottom, put a paper filter in there. Put it on the bottom. Get a teaspoon of coffee, like so. Like that. Put it in the AeroPress. It's ground coffee. Whatever coffee you like to your taste. And why is it a bulletproof coffee? Take some fresh cream, pour about a tablespoon into the cup. Place that on the top. There's our water. Into the ground coffee. Give it a stir. And a little bit more water, top it up. That's it. And then AeroPress bit, and now we wait 2 minutes. I'll bring you back. Now come back. Almost been 2 minutes. 23 seconds. That's 2 minutes. And then let's get the AeroPress. It's the best cup of coffee you'll ever have. And there we go. And there we have it. Bulletproof coffee. You can stir it if you want. Yep. There you go. Cup of bulletproof coffee. Right. Now we eject we take the bottom off like so, and then we eject all of those particles into the bin. And the coffee's out. Take that out, and we're good to go for another cup at some point. We shall leave that. Yeah, I'll wash it later. That's the AeroPress and the collapsible kettle. Let's get all that water out of there. Alright. And let's have a look and see how food is doing. Coffee one side with the coffee stuff. It's the AeroPress bag. Let's not mess that up. Cauliflower still needs some time to soften. Broccoli's already done. Cauliflower takes a while just to soften a bit. So what we shall do is just a little bit. In the meantime, cheers. Oh, it's good. Best coffee you'll have. And the bulletproof coffee, Google it. It's a low carb coffee. I'll be back. Right, we're back again. I've just checked that, and it's over 4 hours. Let's have a look. Switch it off. Let's see where we're at with this. Okay. Next videos I'll position the cameras from the top. Let's have a look. Look at that. Tender, tender, tender. Ooh. It's falling off the bone. See that? It's good. Wolf coming off the bone. I think that's done. So what we'll do is put it in the containers. Wash the containers. So what I'll do is take this out, and then the stuff left behind, tomorrow I will separate, because the fat will rise to the top and form a layer, and I'll take that layer out, and then the liquid part of the flavor I will make an oxtail soup with it. So where is tongs? Oh, I washed the tongs, so we're gonna get the tongs. I'll be back. Right, I'm back with the tongs. Let's get this out of here. It's difficult to grip. Obviously won't eat that fat. I'll throw the fat away, but there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Soft oxtail. Sticky and gooey. I actually have a fat separator which I will use tomorrow to separate fat from actual juiciness. Oh, that looks so good. Look at that. I'm not going to eat it in front of you, but I am going to eat it. And then what's left behind in this pot, if you would like to have a closer look, it's a bit hot, I'm trying to hold it, is the darkness of some oxtail flavors in there. I just need to separate. The fat will form on the top, and I'll separate it, and we'll have an oxtail soup with that tomorrow. So that's done. Beauty about cooking outside is I don't have to wash it all up tonight. I can leave all of this stuff to stand. It's cold, yeah. It's 7-8 degrees tonight. So I'll leave all of this. The fat will form, and I'll take it off, and I'll use it again tomorrow. But look at that, okay? Isn't that a sight to behold? Awesome. And then for the bulletproof coffee, and then some cauliflower for the dish I'm actually going to eat tonight. It's done. Yep. It's all good. Let me show you that. Look at that. Cauliflower, broccoli, beef stew. Low carb, no carrots, no high sugar vegetables, no potatoes, no parsnips, no root veggies. I taste that chili in there. Those chilies cooked beautifully into that. Don't need to add anything to that. That is just perfect. Flavor is good. So I'll give it a minute or so, and have my bulletproof coffee. So yeah, all that's left to do is say thank you for, if you made it this far through this video. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, don't subscribe. You leave your comments in the comment section. Keep it clean though. If you leave nasty comments, I will delete them and I'll block you. So yeah, this is not one of those videos where I cook and I want opinions. No, I don't. To hear your views though, but no, do I really care about your opinions on my cooking? Oh nope, not in the least. Anyway, thank you. Like and subscribe. Catch you guys later. Bye.